after the separation, of course it was not so bad then, but we stayed here for 14 years. Now this is a one single room apartment with one small kitchen in the front. Inside that house, if you stand, right now, if I'm wearing heels and I stand, I cannot even stand properly. I'll be touching the roof. So we'll bend down when we're inside. We were sharing toilets with over 15 other rooms that had at least 3 people living inside of them. See, we hated the house, we hated the environment, we hated our landlord, even our neighbors. But we could not do ping. We stayed there for 14 years. This next slide. Now this one looks beautiful. This is a clearer look to the house. This was the front of my house. There were some of my friends that we went to school together from junior secondary up until senior secondary. They never knew my house. Never. You cannot. And Dominion, can we go to which house? I will bring it for you tomorrow. Don't worry. Never. I was ashamed. I knew how bad it was. Right? Now, next slide. Left secondary school. And please, next slide. This was the day I left school. I was so excited. I even got somebody to take me a cute picture of myself, and that was just it. Please, next slide. Alright, and I started working as a sales girl at the house help. Now she called me and said, okay, I like you. I said, yes ma, I know. She said, getting house help in Abuja is so difficult. The girl that is working for me, they just called her back to the village and now I need somebody to fill in for her. Can you just come to the house early before you go to the shop? You just clean 1 or 2 things, wash small plates, and you go to the shop. I said, yes mommy, no problem. Thank you very much for the opportunity. Thank you ma, no problem. And the next day, 6 a.m., I resumed my second job as an house help. Now this is what happened. When I started working as a house help, 600. At the end of the month, you are spending 18 lesson, 0 naira. 0, not even 500, 0 naira was added to the salary. Wow. But I worked that way for a year. Now, I close very late from the house. We'll clean and clean, 9:30 I'll leave them. Before I get home, it's already after 10. My mom was very worried. So one day she called and she's like, Madam Bukio, I don't like the way this girl is coming late. I don't like it. And this is what she told my mom. She said, Mama Dominion, you don't know. I like your daughter like my own. She said, how much is the school fees that we will not be able to support her? In fact, I don't even want her to go to a federal university. She should start looking for, good university. Coming out to university. Dominion, you like that one, man? I'm like, yeah. She said, go and look for the school fees. My mother was happy. In fact, it was as if the prayer point she has been praying for years and finally the answer. Destiny helper is at the door. So we continued that way. Now, it was a few months to jam. I had to stop working because when I get home, I'm already wasted. Before you know it, the next day has come. Continue the cycle like that every single day. On Sunday, you go to church, come back, wash clothes, no time to do anything. So I went up to my madam and I explained to her that I had to stop working so I could read a little bit before jam. Jam was like less than a month, 6 weeks. About 6 weeks, yes. So I told her I wanted to stop for 2 weeks. Then when I read and I take jam, I'll now continue. She said it cannot happen. I said, okay. So
love letter.
She said, okay, you cannot stop working. If you stop working now, who will do this one? Who will do that one? Who will do this one? So I said, fine, no problem. Since I cannot stop a little bit, I'll just leave the job completely. She said, you want to stop? I said, yes, ma. You are going to stop? I said, yes, ma. She said, fine, no problem. Since you've made up your mind to stop, go and come back on Monday. We'll balance up. I'll pay you your last salary. That was a Saturday. Now, the shop I work in is not a small shop, and we're 3 in the shop. Every Friday, Saturday, 2 people come from the bank. They will count every single thing inside the shop and make sure the stock is balanced before anybody leaves. Saturday. Every single thing has to be balanced. That Saturday was the last day of the month. They've done the same thing, balanced the whole stock for the month, paid off salary for every other person. My salary is when I get to the house. Madam will give me salary in cash and I'll go home. But she said, go and come back on Monday. Let's balance stock so I can pay you salary. I could not even argue. I said, okay, man, no problem. Now, when I came back to the shop on Monday, it was a Monday morning, went into the shop and she was seated there. I greeted her. Good morning, ma. I'm Ladi, are you here? Yes, ma. She said, okay, come. I came. She said, I've counted everything in my shop. This one is missing. That one is missing. This one is missing. And you have to pay me the money now before you go. And she was saying it in my mind. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe it's a joke. They will now say, I'm just joking, Joe. Come and take your money. It didn't happen. The next thing she said is, but if you don't have the money to pay, no problem. Continue working. I will be taking it from your salary. How much was the salary? I was still standing. I wasn't sure what was going on. Then she now said, see, if you think I'm joking and you want to leave here without paying the salary and you don't want to work, this is what she said. She said, I don't mind. I will pay the DPO. There's a police station in Wuse Market, 100,000 naira to lock you up. No question asked. And I will wait for your mother to come and beg me for you to continue working. Ladies and gentlemen, in case you don't know, I'm here to tell you today that poverty is a bastard. If you don't have money, you don't have a voice. If you don't have money, they will oppress you and the oppression will be on your neck and you cannot even shout for help. I went home that day, picked up an ATM we've never used in my house before. The day I left secondary school, my mother opened that account specifically for school. We do 90% of them go to school, be a medical doctor, do this one, disappeared. I did not even understand what I was going to do next. I asked myself, is this how I will now continue working next year? But what even pained me the most was that my younger sister was just few years behind. I said, wait, does it not mean that when my sister finishes school, she will not have to go through this cycle before she can continue her education? I said, never. It will not happen. That was the day I became sick and tired of being sick and tired. I was angry with poverty. I took a decision right there and then. I said, this will never happen in my family again. If somebody has to do something to change, I will be that person. If somebody has to emerge, Paul's dominion, Ladi, you are that person. Ladies and gentlemen, I've seen the opportunity of the connected economy before then, but I was not even interested. Picked up my phone and called somebody I really respect and love so much, my leader, Ambassador Sam, and I said, sir, I'm ready to start. I was crying on the phone. He said, what is happening? I said, no problem, but I'm ready to start. He said, come to the office. Came to the office that day, got started. Now let me show you what happened. In less than 2 years of running this business, ladies and gentlemen, next slide. In less than 2 years of running this business, I moved my mother and my younger sister from the house that we all hated into a 2-bedroom apartment that I single-handedly built for my mother in less than 2 years at the age of 19. Now, in case you are not clapping, maybe because it's just 2-bedroom apartment, you don't understand. What that means is that between now and the next 2 years, I will be building estate in my mother's name in less than 2 years. Ladies and gentlemen, as I'm speaking to you today, please move the slide very fast. As I'm speaking to you today, last year I qualified all expense paid. We went to Seychelles. It was amazing. My mother called me. She said, Paul Dominion, Ladi. I said, ma. She said, nobody has ever traveled out of this country before in my family. You have done it. She was so excited. My mother was sharing the story to every single person that gets to listen. My daughter has gone abroad. But I did not qualify alone. I qualified with some of my teammates. Please move the slide very fast. Just keep going. Right? It was amazing. Now, I'm trying to play the video if it's to play. Could you help me try playing that video? Okay, just move. And quickly. Right? Ladies and gentlemen, that is not all. Tell your neighbor that is not all. How many of you know you can emerge and you can emerge again and you can emerge again and you can emerge again? My dream car by myself, fully paid for. You don't understand. But let me tell you something. This was the car I saw that made me fall in love with the lady I worked with. When I saw the car, I'd never seen anything like this in my life. I said, yeah, this is a Mercedes. Yes, it's owned by a woman. I'm like, whoa, I'm here. Through this business, I'm able to do that. I want to tell you one word she said to me. The day I left, she said, see, let me tell you, you will go and come back. Nothing good can come out of you. As I'm speaking to you today, so it's not just one thing good. See, if anybody has ever asked you, can anything good come out of this one? I need you to do something to answer that question. What is that thing a match. Tell